Everybody, I thought it would be fun this morning to just show up a few of my Texas Rangers autograph baseballs. I have a lot more than this, but these are happen to be the ones that I have actually in cases as opposed to in the little individual boxes or in the boxes of 12. I kind of got all fancy today because I was going to go get some autographs this morning, but two of the three nerds decided that they weren't too pumped up about going and standing in line today. And so I changed my mind and I didn't want to go by myself. So I figured I'd come and just show off my balls instead. And yeah, I hope you like them. So all of these balls I have gotten signed in person throughout the years, except for this one. This one is kind of crusty looking, but it's because it was a game used or actually pre-game. It's Julio Franco, as I have it labeled. And the reason why I did not personally get this one signed is because my cousin was at the game and Julio grabbed this ball, signed it, and threw it to her. I guess it pays to have a cute cousin. And she's like, she didn't care. So she gave it to me. I was like, yeah, I was very excited. And I guess Julio thought he was going to get some digits or something. But yeah, so this came from the warm-ups or the game. I don't know exactly, but it was field used. I don't know if it was during the game or just during batting practice or what was going on. But it is kind of crusty, but I kind of like the story that goes along with it. Kind of fun. Here we have Dirk, who was a pitcher for the Rangers for a long time. He floated around a little bit, but he was the pitcher during those World Series runs. And his nickname, if you didn't know, was the Dutch Oven. Dirk Holland is a very entertaining person. He's pretty funny. I don't know if you guys have heard of him before. Joakim Soria was a really good relief pitcher. Wasn't with the Rangers long, but happened to get this one at one of the Texas Rangers Fan Fest. They used to do a big pre-spring training event every year. This one is one of my favorite Rangers. It's Michael Young. Mike they called him Face because he was the face of the franchise for a long time. And he was Mr. Consistent. In fact, I enjoyed watching him so much that I had a piece of paper in my office hanging up, and I would do tally marks every year for every one of his hits every game. So even if I missed the game, I'd go look at the box score the next day, and I would tally up his hits because he was just really great. So my goal for him every year, and I'm sure his goal was probably similar, was I wanted to see him get 200 hits every year, and he did pretty good. So didn't always get 200 hits, but he was Mr. Consistent. Along the lines of the relief pitchers, Joe Nathan was really good. Again, he was only with the Rangers for a season or two, but I was really pumped about getting this one. I was excited when he came, but didn't have much of an impact, but I loved that ball. Also, was excited when the Rangers got Rich Harden. Rich Harden, if you remember, was a really fast worker. Like, he got up there, he got the ball, he pitched. He didn't screw around. So that was fun. And I think that Rich Harden would do better with the rules today than back then. So with batters getting in the box quicker, pitchers on a shorter time clock to actually deliver that pitch. I think that it's made for guys like Rich Harden. I'm going to show off a few of my Ian Kinsler balls. Ian Kinsler was really, really good. He was a lot of fun to watch, and he was one of my favorites with the Kinsler years. He was one of my favorite guys to watch, so he was really fun. I used to drag my wife around, girlfriend then, pre-wife, to a bunch of autograph things, and we used to have fun doing them together. And what she liked to do is to flirt with the players and get them to do weird things. This is an Ian Kinsler ball where he purposefully misspelled his name per her request, and it says Kingsler, Kingsler, because she thought initially when I was teaching her about baseball and the team, that his name was Kingsler with a G. And I kept saying, no, it's Kinsler with no G.
And so it was always Kingsler with her. And so she thought it'd be fun to ruin my my $25 baseball and have him misspell his name. Funny story, when he was doing it, the kid sitting next to him, his name was Eric. Eric something will come to me in a second. Actually leaned over and looked at him and said, "Did you really just do that?" And he was like, "She wanted it." So and we have a Kingsler ball. Thanks, wife. I have two Sunbergs. Sonny has been with the Rangers and in the front office for a long time. Sunberg got a ring with the Royals. I think it was the Royals. But this one's really cool. 6 gold gloves on this one. Now, here is a story. When I got this one signed, I got both of these signed in person. This one, it says Texas Rangers Hall of Fame. And I was really, no, it wasn't. It was this one. This is the one. This was at an autograph thing, and he was sitting next to John Daniels. And I asked him if he'd put the 6 gold gloves on it, and he was like, sure. And then John Daniels, like, not kind of under his breath, but not under his breath, was like, oh, get ready for eBay. And I'm like, man, you were such a jerk. He really was. I'm really kind of glad he's gone. I was disgusted that he would say that, because clearly I've been in line for hours to get these autographs. And no offense to Sonny, but no one's going to wait hours in line to get a bunch of Sundberg autographs and then throw them on eBay. I just thought that was in really poor taste, and it was a really jerky thing to say. And, you know, it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit, honestly. It shouldn't, because he's just being a jerk, but it kind of hurt my feelings. Because I think you should treat your fans better than that. All right, off that soapbox. Next is Neftali Felice. I got this early in his career when he was still throwing up, 103-mile-an-hour rockets. I have a hard time looking at this ball and not thinking about how we were one pitch away from getting a ring. So that one stings a little bit. Speaking of my wife getting weird things, this one is Chris Davis. Chris Davis, used to be called Crush, and he was really, really good in Texas. He went to Baltimore, and he gave him stupid money, and then he forgot how to hit. Chris Davis was always one who would either hit a home run or strike out, and wasn't much in between. And I'm sad the way his career ended. Anyway, so it says Longview here, and it says Longview there. And that's because he's from Longview, Texas. And again, this is another one of my wife's balls. She asked him if he'd write Longview on it, because she called him Longview. That was her nickname. We're like, oh, is Longview up to bat? That kind of stuff. And yeah, he obliged, but his comment was, ooh, I hope I spelled that right. And my thought was, son, that's your hometown. You should know how to spell your hometown. It's like knowing your phone number or remembering your social. So was worried a little bit after that. Worried a little bit about the kid after he wasn't sure if he spelled his name, his hometown right. And frankly, it's Long View, not tough. But Chris, I really like that ball. Again, wife ruined it. Here's some of my World Series balls. I like these a lot. Although again, they remind me of the Rangers dropping the World Series. I bought a dozen of these when they were headed to the World Series, because I was doing lots of autographing back in those days, and thought they would be really fun to have World Series balls with my team on it. And there were just a few. We got Colby Lewis, which was a solid starting pitcher. My buddy Ian Kinsler, who was really upset when he left Texas and got traded. I think he forgot that baseball's a business. So he got he got real pissy when he went to Detroit. Darren O'Day, I have a hard time looking at this ball and not remembering when he went in the game that I actually, paid an arm and a leg to go see with my wife. It was like 3 truck payments to get these terrible seats, but I was like, it's the only time. It may be the only time I ever get to see my team in the World Series. But Darren O'Day, when they were playing the Giants, went in and immediately started giving up hits. And when Darren O'Day would pitch, the hometown crowd would always sing, O'Day, 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 O'Day. And then when he started giving up the hits, like the Giants fan section, they started doing the O'Day cheers. And it was just, I was so really frustrated because we played so poorly. And the last is Elvis Andrus. He's still playing. He's had a decent career. We thought he was going to be the next coming. Like he was going to be the next Derek Jeter, and he just wasn't. And so the expectations are really high for this kid. He was a nice kid. It was really fun watching him play with Adrian Beltre. They gave him a terrible contract in Texas, and he just didn't deliver on the type of money and expectations. But no offense to the kid, I think he's really probably a solid human. That contract, when you get that kind of money, the expectations go up, and he just wasn't able to deliver. My last one. So I did a lot of these individual balls, and then a couple seasons, I thought it would be fun to do a team ball. So in 2009, I decided to do a team ball at these autograph sessions. Let me see if I can get this thing open. Here we go. I had to write myself a cheat sheet because I wasn't going to remember. Oh, the kid that was sitting next to Ian Kinsler was Travis Metcalf, and you probably don't remember him because although he gives snippy comments, he was also not good enough to make it very long. So this is my 2009 team ball. Usually, you do the managers on the sweet spot and all the guys around it. I don't know why I didn't do it, but I did Ian Kinsler. And then let's see over here. Try not to... I should put on a glove or something so I don't... Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. All right, sorry, I just don't want to get stuff all over the ball. All right, so and over here we have, okay, that is, Eric Hurley. It wasn't Travis Metcalf, it was Eric Hurley that was the jerk and had a terrible, terrible career. That's Travis Metcalf. That is, who's number 6? Ooh, I'm going to have to come back to that one. All right, here we have David Murphy. Was really awesome. This is Chris Davis. It's really faded. I wish he signed a little harder. He didn't, though. That is Scott Feldman. Oh, man. Who is that? Is that Herman Duran? That's Ron Washington. That's Jared Saltalamacchia. David Murphy. Oh, that's Taylor Teagarden. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I got everybody. Metcalf, Salty, Ron Washington, Herman Duran, Chris Davis, David Murphy, Taylor Teagarden, which he had home run his first at bat, so it's kind of downhill from there. And then Scott Feldman and Eric Hurley was nothing. Did not do well. So anyway, it's kind of fun. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to do this with gloves on. But anyway, those are just some of the ones that I have framed. or framed in cubes, and then up on my shelf. So I hope you liked it. I know it was kind of a longer video, but I appreciate you sticking with me, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching. Oops. Bye.